Now let's get some rapid-fire response from our panel on these stories tonight. Right-wing think tank, the Heritage Foundation, is totally with the Tea Partiers, claiming the movement represents the conscience of the nation. President Obama tried to win over young voters at an MTV town hall meeting this afternoon. And today, the Justice Department got the ball rolling on appealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, that ruling. Why is the Obama administration trying to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory on this one? I don't know. But let's ask Joe Madison, XM radio talk show host, also on Sirius, and also Ernest Istook, former Republican congressman and fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Ernie, what's happening? Are you guys just embracing the Tea Party across the board? You want to abolish public education now? What's happening here?
Well, that's neither what the Heritage Foundation says nor what the Tea Party movement stands for. Don't mistake what one individual may say and try to say that's the beliefs of a large number of people. You ought to have some of the Heritage Foundation education experts on to talk about the
We've had them on
before,
and they didn't impress me, quite frankly. But I'm I'm asking you, Ernie, I'm asking you, you can emphatically state tonight that the Republican Party and the Heritage Foundation will not eliminate public education in this country.
Well, one, I'm not a spokesman for the Republicans, but I can tell you that the Heritage Foundation is not trying to eliminate public education. However, there's a lot of things that need to be done to fix it so that people are not trapped in bad public schools.
I'm talking about, you've got a candidate out there that's a Tea Partier that has taken this radical position. Joe, your thoughts?
My thoughts is that this is going to be the beginning of the end of the Tea Party. This is similar to what Jerry Falwell did with the moral majority, and that lasted a while. And this, too, will have the same cycle. What the Tea Partiers have always said they stood for is that they weren't part of any established political base. They weren't part of the Republican Party. They weren't part of the Democratic Party. They were independent. And we know the Heritage Foundation is a vehicle of the Republican Party. So quite honestly, I think this may very well be a conflict that just might be the beginning of the end.
Is it not, Joe, the position of the Tea Party to get rid of the minimum wage, correct?
Well, minimum wage, health care, public education. You know, when we were at the One Nation rally, when we were at the One Nation rally, I made it very clear, the same speech that A. Philip Randolph gave. They are enemies of minimum wage, public financing of public education, Social Security. These are all platforms that are spread across the country.
President Obama going for the young vote. He held a town hall meeting with MTV today, and the kids, here it is.
My question to you is, why should we still support you going forward with your monetary and economic policies? And if the economy does not improve over the next 2 years, why should we vote you back in?
Well, there's a lot of stuff in there, so let me try to unpack that. Most of the 8 million jobs that we lost during this recession were lost before my economic policies were even put into place. That's point number one. Point number two is that as a consequence of the Recovery Act that we put into place, there is no doubt that 3 million folks are working now that would not otherwise be working. That's point number two. So it worked in terms of helping to cushion the fall.
Good answer by the president, but the numbers are showing among undergraduates his job approval rating is slipping. Right now it's at 44%. In May of 2009 it was at 60. Disapprove, now it's at 27. It was at 15. Joe, what do you make of it?
Well, I make of it that the Democrats have had a terrible a habit of not being able to explain what they've accomplished. I mean, this type of session really should have been ongoing in these last couple of years. For example, I just saw the piece, and I thought he did an excellent job addressing concerns like the Pell Grant that he increased. I mean, he has pointed out the things that he has done. The problem, Ed, and both of us know this, is that they just simply have not bragged about the legislative victories that they've had
Ernie,
the last 2 years.
will the young vote be there for the Democrats? What do you think?
Well, the young vote is having problems getting a job. They heard the president give long answers, big government-oriented answers to the questions. You know, if he would focus more on things which are the actual agenda, Ed, of the Tea Party movement, not what you're saying, but look at, for example, the website of the Tea Party Patriots, 3 prongs. Limited constitutional government, fiscal
They want to repeal health care, Ernie. They want to repeal health care. They want to attack Social Security.
Is part of fiscal responsibility and limiting government. Yeah, you're right about that.
All right. Well, don't say that I'm not right on this, because I am correct on
your other claims I'm talking about, Ed, that you've been saying.
Well, I don't trust the Republicans on public education because they never funded No Child Left Behind. They fought that after signing on to it. So the Republicans do not have a good track record. I want to get to this story quickly.
I disagree,
the president taking a question on Don't Ask, Don't Tell today. Here it is.
This is not a question of whether the policy will end. This policy will end, and it will end on my watch. But I do have an obligation to make sure that I'm following some of the rules.
Ernie, is the president weak on this? Why not let the court ruling stand?
Well, the president is right to appeal the court ruling. He has an obligation despite his personal opinion. I think it's good that the Obama administration asked the judge now to stay her order, which is the prerequisite to appeal. But I think the problem is, and Joe Scarborough of MSNBC made that clear in an op-ed that he wrote, the problem is that Obama is sending mixed messages, that he doesn't have a cohesive message.
Well, he doesn't want to legislate from the bench, Joe. That's the whole thing. He wants the Congress to decide it and let it be that way.
Well, and I think that's what he said to those young people.
No doubt.
I mean, that's exactly what he said to those young people.
Gentlemen, good to have you with us tonight. Joe Madison, 30 years. Yes. Great to have you with us.